Hey guys, it's Perry here. Today we're going to be starting a series on the basics of Viego, pretty much a relative guide to Viego. I'm currently the rank 18 player on the North American ladder. I've played on Dignitas Academy before, just been in the scene for a while now, and I wanted to show you guys how, I kind of have such a high win rate on Viego. We're going to have a game, it's on my YouTube channel as well, but it's a game where I play against Tarzan, and I really, you know, destroy him in a sense. Uh, but today, this first video is gonna be all about the early game. So we're gonna break down why I'm doing specific things, my thought process, and we'll get right into it. So first thing to note is always every single game. I do this in every single coaching session, every single thing, every single every single game I play. I look at all the lanes and I decide, who's gonna carry, who's gonna win, where I want to go towards. It helps me decide the rest of my game if I have a general idea of which lane I want to play towards. So for me, this game, it's going to be Jace and Cassiopeia. Those two champions are my go-to champions to play with. Gragas to me is more of a facilitator, so he's able to help me in fights. But if I had a choice, I would rather help Jace or Cassiopeia. So that's how I see this game initially. So right away, now I decide, okay, do I want a path to this Jace lane, or do I want a path to the bot lane, right? Now, to decide this, which way to path, I look at the enemy team, right? And when the enemy team comes in mind, hey, is top going to be volatile? Hey, is bot going to be volatile? Hey, are we going to be fighting, right? Are we going to have priority? Where is it good for me to fight towards? So you'll see here, after I get vision, right, or after we get vision together, I decide that hey, I'm going to path up, right? So why up in this case, right? Because the first thing as a jungler you need to do is decide where you're pathing towards, right? So why up? Why top lane? And the reason to path towards top lane, right, is because Yone is going to get shoved in, and it Kha'Zix comes to gank Yone's lane. So let's say Kha'Zix comes and ganks my Jace. I need to be there to 2v2 so my Jace can win top lane. If Kha'Zix ganks my top laner and I'm in the bot side, I have to guarantee that I can get something bot lane. But I can't. I can't dive their bot lane. We have Zera support. I can't guarantee that I'm gonna get a gank. There's nothing guaranteed bot lane, so pathing bot doesn't get me anything. Let's say we had Nautilus here, for example, and I know bot's gonna be spicy. Then I can decide, hey, maybe I can path towards bot lane. But in this game, top lane is the lane I'm playing towards. Getting vision early game when he has a jungler that can gank a lane, right, is very, 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 very important. That's how you see here. I'm pushing in with my team this entire time to try and get a vision, and luckily Gragas goes for the vision. Otherwise, I would have gotten the ward myself. Take a look at the clear, right? Just clearing, just clearing, just clearing, and here watching mid trades, right? Watching top trades. So as any jungler, you need to be checking the lanes you're pathing towards, right? But more specifically, the for Viego, it's really important to check HP because it can help determine whether there's going to be a kill or not, um, or whether you also want to skill E or Q for the full clear. So here, this entire time, jungle tracking, right? If I'm on my Raptors and their jungler's not on their Raptors, that means they're pathing the same way. That means that he's doing this, right? If he's on his Raptors while I'm on my Raptors, that means he's going down and I'm going up. So now I know, okay, both junglers are pathing towards top side. So when we see this, I'm looking this entire time. There we go. Then I'm looking top lane and I'm evaluating whether or not my top lane is going to get ganked. Let's say Kha'Zix skips his red buff and ganks top lane. I'm thinking in my head, is that a possibility? And can I do anything about that? Is it is this something I could do? So the entire time I'm watching top lane as intensely as I can to see if top lane can get ganked or not, right? And looking at the wave state right now, I do not feel threatened. What I do feel threatened of is their Kha'Zix could also potentially invade me like this or like this. So you can see where I'm pulling the Gromp. You can see I dropped the ward and I'm being very defensive. As Viego, your early game jungling is actually not as strong as people believe. Viego is a champion that needs resources. You must have gold to carry games. You must have EXP. So if I get invaded, it's almost game over. For some junglers, they can come back. Right, in Viego, you can come back. There are team fights where you can play exceptionally well. But generally speaking, Viego needs a fluid early game, more so than some other champions. So making sure I'm as defensive as possible, super important here. Okay, so hitting the scryers again to see if their jungler is ready to gank. The jungler is not there, ready to gank. I'm really fast on my clear, so I do the crab, and this entire time you see me looking top lane, and I do it very fast, right? Because I'm a challenger player. I can see things fast. So for a any player below, any player who hasn't built this habits, you need to be looking at top lane and figuring out what's going on. To me, I understand almost instantly that there will not be a fight. Jace is full HP. Kha'Zix can go into the bush, and even if he does that, it's very bad for his game. I can instantly understand that. So what I decide to do here, right, is drop a ward to make sure that the Kha'Zix doesn't come from river because Jace doesn't have a ward at the moment, or he doesn't want to ward. He's playing his lane. I'm gonna drop a ward then recall, right? And the reason for that is tempo. So this is going to be the last thing we're going to talk about, and I'm going to show you what tempo does. Tempo is the idea of the game is you're racing against the clock pretty much. At all points of the game, you want to be as strong as possible, and there are break points in the game that you want to hit. For example, if you get your mythic at 9 minutes, you have been exceptionally fast in the game to hitting your strengths. If you get level 6 before 7 minutes, it's the same idea. Your speed on the game is exceptionally fast, so you want to make sure you're up to par at least. So getting your mythic from minute 9 to 12 is the normal. Getting level 6 before minute 8 is the normal, right? And if I delay my camps, if I delay my sequence, then the slower I achieve these breakpoints. So I want to recall and go to my Krugs as fast as possible here. I want to make sure that my Krugs are cleared. Because there's nothing to do top, there's nothing to do mid, I do not want to waste any time. Okay? I want to get to my first camp as fast as humanly possible. So here, as I'm walking to my Krug camp, there's nothing better for me to do other than watch what's going on bot wave, right? So bot wave is the weak side because I'm playing to Jace. They're weak side. But if I can help them crash a wave, if I can help them do something important, then I'm obviously looking. By the way Bard's playing, it feels like Kha'Zix is here. Kha'Zix hit the scryers, so I'm rushing to this play as fast as humanly possible. So here in this position where both junglers are here, right? And it's very likely because we have like like we have the tempo, right, to match this gank that I'm counter ganking, and the position is really, really, really good. I missed my W. Execution can be much better here, but we end up getting 2 kills. So now both junglers are even tempo. Both junglers are gonna go to the first camp respawn, sequence up, right? It's very, very fluid how the game will be. Okay, so the last thing about tempo that's gonna happen. So I'm full clearing, I'm collecting information, I'm full clearing, I'm watching top lane just teleported, okay, nothing too crazy is going on. Okay, top lane is crashing a wave, and there's another wave right here, guys, so the game is all about waves. There's another wave right here that my Jace is trying to crash. And in this wave, I want to hover, because guess what? If I'm on my Gromp, their jungler's on the Krugs. And if their jungler does not come top here, I get something guaranteed. The thing that I get that's guaranteed is my Jace gets to push the Yone under his turret, get plates, chunk him, and I can also dive. So let's say Kha'Zix recalls. Yone's dead. Let's say Kha'Zix tries to gank. Well, I'll show you what happens. I'm in the bush. I'm ready. Yone gets level 6. Yone is going in. It's so good. Oh, there's Kha'Zix on our screen, right? And on the map right here, there's Kha'Zix. But I'm here. So Kha'Zix can't get anything done here. I get my Q2 as well. And we get the Kha'Zix just like that. And guess what, guys? What's next, right? What's next? It's always what's next. You just gotta recall right away. So you see, instantly I'm getting to the bush, and I'm recalling. So this is a nice sequence of early game. I will show you guys more mid game, more fighting, the next steps of what to do on Viego in the next videos. But hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. Make sure you check the comments below, the jungle spreadsheet, my Discord. I have a Patreon. All these things are there, and just to make sure you guys are getting the most amount of resources as possible. I have all the things listed in my comments, and there's a lot more to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully, you guys can get your early games more clear on Viego now that you've seen this.